Thank you. All right, folks. Can we hear me? Everything's recording, up and going? All right, we are in it. Thanks for waiting. So hopefully you guys are well hydrated at this point. We're going to jump into it. So continuing our series in risk management on advanced trading psychology. So last week we went over overcoming fear and greed in trading, which I think was a fantastic lesson. I think those are two of the most primal emotions that we feel as humans, fear and greed, and learning how to overcome them, especially when it comes to trading, is so important. This week we're covering, in today's lesson, the role of confidence in risk management. Again, super important, not only in trading, but in life as a whole. Next week we're dealing with trading losses and setbacks, and week 4 we're building a resilient trader mindset. So kind of a culmination of all three of these lessons. So let's jump into the role of confidence in risk management. I broke today's lesson into 2 segments. We have understanding the balance between confidence and overconfidence, which I think we all know is a fine line. And part 2 is how to build and sustain healthy confidence levels in trading. So like I mentioned before, my goal with these lessons is to provide you guys with concise information while providing tools and protocols to really help your trading and your overall life. So jumping into it, folks, if at any time you guys think I'm going too quickly or you want me to cover a topic in more depth, please slow me down and let me know in the chat. I'm here to help you guys. So let me know. If we don't have any comments or questions at this time, let's jump right into it. Understanding the balance between confidence and overconfidence. So we'll talk about confidence first. So confidence is a belief in your ability to make informed decisions based on your knowledge and experience, helping you manage risks effectively. Pretty straightforward. I think we all know what confidence is, and it's a culmination. It's almost, to me, it goes hand in hand with wisdom, confidence and wisdom, because it is the pairing of knowledge and experience. And I think you gain wisdom from that, and you also gain confidence. So it's an important aspect to have when you go into trading, because if not, you run into a lot of issues when it comes to second guessing or getting out of your trade too early and not following your plan when you have a lack of confidence. So it is so important. It is so important that you develop confidence in your ability to follow your plan. And if your plan is what is at fault and you need to adjust accordingly. And if it's the other way around, maybe your risk management plan and your strategy is really on par. However, your emotions and your lack of confidence is what is causing you to stumble. That's what we need to focus on. So I think confidence is very, very important when we talk about it. So healthy confidence allows traders to trust their strategies without second guessing, leading to clearer, more calculated decisions, just like what we talked about. So practical tip for us, regularly reviewing past successful trades and the decision-making process behind them to enforce confidence rooted in your skills and knowledge. So essentially what I'm saying here, if you guys have the ability, if you always trade at your desktop at home, I highly recommend downloading the free software OBS or some other recording software so you can essentially screen record your trades in real time. And if you have a microphone, that's great. You can talk about it. Essentially what I'm saying is to start a video journal. If you don't have that luxury or don't feel like doing that, a almost necessary thing as a replacement to that is going to be having a trading journal. We talk about it all the time here at Eternal Exchange, but there's a reason we talk about it so often essentially it boils down to you cannot manage what you don't measure. So you have to start measuring your trades. And a really easy and straightforward way to do that is get a pen and paper and write down your trades. It can be a combination of your emotions when you're writing them down, and also the technical side, what actually happened. So you can say, hey, my entry was 20,400. I was shooting for a 3-to-1 trade or a 2.5-to-1. My stop loss was 50 ticks. My take profit was, 150 or whatever it might be. And then you can say, hey, in your journal, say, I ended up getting out of the trade a little bit early. I had lacked confidence and I feared that there was going to be some drawback in the market, and I got out early. And you don't have to make adjustments off that one trade, but if you start to see a pattern emerge where you always get out early before your take profit level hits, that then hey, my strategy is probably pretty solid. A lot of these trades are going in my direction, but what I'm really struggling with is holding that trade all the way through. So once you're able to measure it, you're going to be able to manage that much, much better, whether you have to manage your emotions or change your strategy as a whole, or just adjust your risk management plan. So hopefully you guys are getting the point I'm trying to get across, is that it is really important to be able to manage what you're doing. And a really easy way to do that is either by video journaling through a software like OBS, or just writing down your trades. So I talk about it often. It's really important to do so. So moving on, hopefully you guys get the gist of how important confidence is. We have overconfidence in trading, and this is something I see so often, and this comes with greed. And when we talked about it last week in overcoming fear and greed, fear often keeps you from exiting the trade and you hold a loser for too long, or it keeps you from getting into a trade. It keeps you out of the market as a whole, even if you have a really good setup. And on the other side of things comes overconfidence, comes greed. This veil that comes over us because maybe we're on a winning streak and things are going really well. And maybe the market's just playing out and you're getting a little lucky. And then you start sizing up when your account's not ready for it, your risk management profile is not ready for it, and you're not ready for it. And it could be a facet of other things, but overconfidence is dangerous. So we have to tread the line of confidence and overconfidence carefully. So jumping into overconfidence. Overconfidence occurs when a trader overestimates their ability to predict outcomes. Pretty obvious. Often leading to excessive risk taking and ignoring market signals. Overconfidence can result in disregarding stop losses, over-leveraging positions, or failing to reassess strategies, leading to unnecessary losses, otherwise known as tilt. Essentially, it's when people, I see it so often, and it just pairs so well with revenge trading and all the things we want to stay away from, because we get in this groove. Everything's going well. We haven't changed our risk management plan. Our lot size is the same. Things are working. We get a little overconfident, and that overconfidence leads to excessive losses. Those excessive losses end up leading to revenge trading, or potentially even scaling up more to make those losses back. It's a pool of negative emotions that can really take hold of someone and make you lose your account, multiple accounts. You blow everything in the matter of within an hour. And I'm sure that probably resonates with quite a few of us. And I know that's happened to me before, where things have been going well. Maybe it's for a couple weeks. Maybe I'm on a live account. Maybe I'm really close to cashing out. And all of a sudden, I get a little overconfidence. I just bump up my position a little bit. And that overconfidence just leads to this downward spiral of continual negative emotions that just really destroy your account. So it is so important for us to be aware of overconfidence and to stay disciplined to our risk management plan. Essentially, this is boiling down to discipline and sticking to your plan, which most of my lessons do boil down to, but we're going a little bit more in depth on overconfidence here. So practical tip to avoid overconfidence: regularly review losses as well as wins, learning from mistakes to stay grounded in reality and maintain balanced approach. So the same way you build confidence, reviewing your journal and understanding the mistakes you make and the things that you're good at, that can build confidence. And at the same time, it can be used to avoid overconfidence. And you're saying, hey, well, this is a mistake I commonly make. I'm getting rid of these. As soon as the market turns towards my stop loss, I get out of the market, even when there was no levels broken and I'm just scared of the price action when you're not following your plan. If that's a pattern that emerges, you're going to be able to easily see that and say, hey, I'm not going to be overconfident that is, because I know my flaws and I'm able to measure them and I'm able to manage them well. On the other hand, on the other side of the coin, it is all too easy when you are not measuring these things, when you don't have a trading journal, when you really don't have a place to look at all these trades. It's so easy to gain overconfidence when things are going well, or on the flip side, to become overly fearful, to understand you look at or you don't have all your trades, and all of a sudden you just see day after day your account going down, and you're like, man, I don't think this is for me. I just can't do it. Well, you're not measuring anything. How are you possibly going to work on your trading skills if you don't know what to work on? That's why journaling is so important. I don't want to beat the dead horse here, but it's to get the point across that if you do not have a trading journal, you have to start one if you are trying to set yourself up for success. Otherwise, it's just going to be this continual cycle of either overconfidence or fear, or maybe a mix of both, and you don't know what to work on. So it's almost like if you were an athlete and you're trying to work on your jump shot and you record yourself. If you record yourself, you're so much easier going to be able to look back at that recording and say, oh, like, dude, my feet are all jacked up, or my support hand is not where it's supposed to be. Obviously reps and experience is going to help a ton, but with that recording is just going to bring you to the next level. So I'm trying to set you guys up for optimization of your trading career. And that's essentially what our entire goal here at Eternal Exchange is optimizing trading. So yeah, hopefully it's not too long of a tangent for you guys, but it's important to understand, like, these emotions, over trading, or overconfidence rather, is something that occurs very frequently, and that's why I put it in this lesson, and I just want you guys to be aware of that and be working against that. So that was part 1. Moving into part 2, how to build and sustain healthy confidence levels in trading. So our first little subcategory here is building confidence through preparation. So this is a short part, by the way. Let me check on the chat. Everybody's still grooving. We're good. So building confidence through preparation. Confidence grows with experience and preparation. Stay informed by studying market trends, backtesting strategies, and continuously improving your trading knowledge. So it's pretty straightforward. When I was writing this, I was like, is this a little too elementary? But it's so true. It comes down to the foundations, the fundamentals of what makes a good trader. And it's one, experience, of course, but it's also knowledge of trading. And if the more you're able to study the foundational aspects of trading, the better prepared you are to move forward. The more confidence you'll gain, and you'll be less likely to get overconfident, in that we know, as I just explained, leads to so many other negative things. So I'll say that one more time. It's pretty straightforward and pretty simple. Confidence grows with experience and preparation. Yeah. Stay informed by studying market trends, back-testing strategies, and continuously improving your trading knowledge. And continuously improving your trading knowledge means asking questions, reaching out for help, whether it's in our DMs or just in the general chat for other people to help you out. There's tons and tons of knowledge here. With everybody in Eternal Exchange, there's hundreds of years literally of trading experience. I encourage you guys to take advantage of that. We have to be using this community for what it's built to do and help you become a better trader and a better person. So I know that is elementary and it is foundational, but I often refer back to what do professional athletes do better than everybody else? Sure, they have their little trick and their little spin move or whatever it might be, but their foundations, their fundamentals are so far superior than the average Joe. And the reason being is because they know those foundations are essential to do the game well, whatever it is they're playing. And in our case, the game is trading. So study the foundations and just really focus on that stuff. And I promise you, if you really just boil down trading to the simple things, you'll really start to gain an understanding and be able to proceed in better confidence. Kind of the whole idea behind this lesson. So spend time each week reviewing market data in your trading plan. This is important. The more prepared you are, the more confidence you'll feel in executing trades, which leads to overall better risk management. And that's a reason that this is part of the risk management, not psychology, is because the more confident you feel in executing trades, and I know I already said this, but the less likely you are to go back on your risk management plan, the more disciplined you're able to stay to your risk management plan. And all these emotions are kind of they're calmed down, they're quieted when you have confidence in what you're doing. And so that's why I dedicated an entire day to confidence, is because so often it's rarely the issue of not knowing how to set up a risk management plan. The issue comes from not being able to follow that risk management plan. So building confidence leads to your ability to stay disciplined and follow that risk management plan all the way through. So hopefully that makes sense. Is everybody tracking with me? Are we there? We're wrapping up this lesson here, but it's foundations, folks. It's so important. Excuse me. So moving right on. Sustaining confidence with emotional regulation. We talk about, especially if you join my other classes, even in wellness and psychology as well, we went over emotional regulation and intelligence in depth. We did a month on it. So sustaining confidence with emotional regulation is so important. There's a reason I talk about emotions so often. And the best traders in the world will tell you how important it is to stay disciplined or keep those emotions under control. So emotional control is key to maintaining confidence. When facing a losing streak or volatile markets, emotional regulation helps you stay confident in your strategy without panicking. Just like what I was saying, it is so intuitive. It just makes sense. And it's the same thing. For me, I go back to when I was learning how to drive. I was probably like 7 years old or something on the car. I don't remember of what age I was, but I remember my dad had very little, had taught me very little. Of course, I knew how to brake, I knew how to accelerate, and I knew how to steer. Everything else was kind of, out the window. I didn't remember much. And then he takes me down. He's like, jump in the truck. You're going to follow me. I'm like, holy crap, this is crazy. Like, I've never driven before. I got my tongue stuck out my mouth, like looking at the mirrors and stuff. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. We get down to, it's a couple miles down the road. We ended up making this big fire pit. It's like a 500-pound fire pit for roasting hogs and stuff over. We put it in the back of my truck. And I'm like, what are we doing? And he's like, all right, we're going to drive back. I'm like, oh my gosh. I was like, this is insane. I don't know, I'm 7 or 8 or whatever it is. And so I'm driving back and we get there, and just the mistakes I made while driving because of the lack of confidence. Of course, I didn't have experience, but confidence comes with experience. But confidence plays such a big role in your performance. When I was driving, even though I could have just boogied right along, I was driving quads and little dirt bikes at that point. Could have just kept driving, but I was so focused on all this noise and stuff, what's going on. There was no confidence, and I'd go into a little ditch and readjust. Versus now, the confidence comes with the experience and the wisdom, and just knowing that me being calm, me having, whatever, if I'm towing a trailer and backing into a really tight space, it's like I have the confidence to be able to do that, and that helps with emotional regulation. And they work hand in hand. It's just like your mind and body connection. When your confidence is up, your emotional control is up. Your emotions are under control. And then when you better have, and then on the flip side, when you better have your emotions under control, your confidence goes up. So they work hand in hand. They can also work detrimentally towards each other. If you don't have confidence, you don't have emotional control, it can start to go in this downward spiral. But, those little stories for me make so much sense. There's the confidence behind that. And what does it take to build confidence? We now know. It's like experience and knowledge and practicing that stuff and emotional control. And this stuff really does work. And I know it's intuitive. I know it makes sense. I know it's elementary for some of us, but this is the stuff that we have to be reminded about, because like I said, it's so easy to just get caught up in the screen and really not bring your emotions to a conscious level, and you just let all this greed or fear build up, and all of a sudden you're over leveraging, and all of a sudden your account's blown, and you didn't even take a time to take a deep breath. You didn't ground yourself at all. You're just jumping into this stuff, and your confidence goes down from that, and it's just, again, this downhill spiral. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that story tied in pretty well. I don't know if it did, but it makes sense to me. So moving on to our practical tip, this is our last little point. Use mindfulness techniques like deep breathing or grounding before trading sessions to remain calm and focused, ensuring that emotions don't undermine your confidence. Again, they go hand in hand with each other, this emotional control and your confidence. So that's the last little point. I do have a closing statement for us here, but using mindfulness techniques, I know it's not traditional. I know it's new science, and I should say we're able to tangibly, make data on that of how effective mindfulness techniques and deep breathing is and grounding. But this stuff's been known for thousands of years to work. And the further we stray away from this stuff, the more trouble we're going to have trying to navigate the markets, because this stuff is primal. Like fear and greed is primal. It's something that we have to be really attentive to. And if we're not, it just leads to lots of bad things. So my closing statement is this, and then I'll get to your question, Kuldeep. By understanding the balance between confidence and overconfidence and applying strategies to build and sustain healthy confidence levels, you can improve your risk management and make more calculated, rational decisions in trading. So that's what I got for you guys today. Hopefully that wasn't too long, right on 20 minutes. So if you guys have questions, comments, concerns, whatever it is, put it out in the chat. Hopefully that stuff makes sense. I know, a lot of this may seem elementary, but again, going back to the professional athlete reference, it's truly how well can you master your foundations, your fundamentals. And if you master them, everything else, all this little trick stuff that you want to do, that can come in time and you'll do great at that. But you have to focus on these fundamentals. Building confidence, emotional regulation, all this stuff. Super, super important. Let's see what Deep says. How can I, as a person, maintain confidence and hope while trying to escape a traumatic past and hold myself accountable? I'm going to read the whole thing and then we'll kind of break it down. I've been working on my progress, but as I was met with kidney failure as a human being, how should I tackle this situation? My income has stopped. I don't have a funded account. And although I was nearly able to overcome my impatience and risk management issues in trading, the setback has pulled me back. I don't know if I'll recover from this disease, and I've almost lost all the savings I've built for my payouts. What do I do wrong in life to deserve this kind of test? It's breaking me, not physically and financially, but emotionally as well. How can I overcome such a risk when it's already happened in life? As a human being, what should I do to keep my hope alive? Well, first of all, Kuldeep, I really admire your honesty and openness to, say that in a public space and, ask for help. I think that it shows so much strength, and it's a testament to your strength, is your character. Really what you're doing is just, I respect you a lot. And I know we talk in direct messages quite a bit too, but it's heavy, man. First of all, I want to tell you that I'm sorry that you're going through this test right now. I know that is not easy. And I know those are cheap words, but that's what I got for you right now. So I'm going to break down your questions one at a time. How should I tackle this situation? To me, just jumping into it, folks, I'm not going to shy away from this stuff. My strength isn't found in myself. It's truly found in my God, and that's in Jesus Christ. And I can only speak to my strengths, my experiences rather. And that is so true for me, to be able to give up these anxieties and these worries in my life and give it over to something stronger than me. And I know for some of us who may be secular and don't believe in a higher power, often I'll look up at the stars, and, I love space facts, and to try to wrap your head around just how big this universe, this observable universe is, just so amazing, and all the things that really start to make sense. It calls me directly to God, and I look to Him, and I know that He is in my life and working. But the trials that we go through are going to be overwhelming at times. But I can promise you one thing, Kuldeep. you will never be tried more than you can bear. That is a promise from God. You will not be pushed past your limits. And I know it may not feel like that. And I know the sun may seem really dim right now, and the weight on your shoulder may be really heavy. But I promise you, you do not have to carry that weight alone. I encourage you to lean on the people in this community. You can lean on me. I know we talk quite a bit. Lean on the people that you have in your life. And most importantly, I encourage you to lean on God. And I know for a lot of people that is, that's a lot. And maybe they haven't been practicing their faith or their relationship with God. But it goes back to, you will not be put through something that you cannot bear. And that's a promise, Kuldeep. And so that's your encouragement to really not put all this weight on yourself, even though it may feel so hard right now. So I'm going to move through the rest of your questions, see what we got going on. I don't know if I will recover from this disease, and I've almost lost all the savings I built for my payouts. What did I do wrong in life to deserve this kind of test? I don't go deep. The things I know about you, you're a great person. And I can confidently say that this is not, from a place of malice. This, God allowing this to happen in your life is it. I don't know how I need to navigate my words carefully here, but whether it is an attack on you from your body, your life choices, from something bigger, whatever it might be, whatever this kidney failure is coming from, I know it may not seem like it right now, but I can tell you God is working all things for your good in the long run. And I know that is so hard to hear sometimes, and especially when things seem the darkest. You don't want to hear that, but I promise you those are true words. And so instead of saying, and I know this is not easy to hear, but instead of saying, if you cry out to him, please take this trial away from me. Say, God, what are you trying to teach me in these moments of hardship? And I know that's not easy, Kuldeep. I empathize with you deeply, and I know things. I honestly, I don't know what you're going through, and I'm sure it's harder than things I've gone through. But I know you're strong, and I can attest to your character by the things our discussions and what you've done. And so I just encourage you to really believe that, to know that things will work out the way they're supposed to, and you will come out on the other side of this stronger than the person you were going into it. And maybe sometime in the future, you will, with this experience and what you learn from this, you will be able to help people in so much greater ways, even if you don't have many people to help you right now. But I promise you, just reaching out for help, just saying, hey, asking these questions in a public forum to me. I mean, that is true strength, Kuldeep, and you have people to lean on. So I know it may feel so lonely right now, and you're in India, and I know things aren't great with your family and your friends. So I encourage you to lean on the people that you do have, and lean on the understanding that you will be stronger from this, and it is not the end of the road. If it's not good, it is not the end of the road yet. I promise you that. So when it comes to something a little more technical, when we talk about what to do for income, I highly advise you to take a pause on your trading career right now. And that doesn't mean stop studying. It doesn't mean stop interacting in this community. What it means is your finances have to be able to support your daily needs, your housing, to buy clothes if it's too warm or too cold rather, to keep you warm, and to buy food for yourself and water, clean water. And so that needs to become the focus, to really focus on yourself. So, please reach out to me in my DMs and we can walk through some potential areas. I know that jobs are not easy to come by in your area right now, but I know that there is some things we can start to work towards to get you in a spot where, you'll be able to cover any food, any water, whatever expenses you need to cover for the bare necessities. And that's on the technical side, and I know that's it's not easy. It's going to be hard, and so I'm sorry for what you're going through, and I will be praying for relief and healing of your body, and for strength in you, and for you to truly lean on him and know that he is there for you and he will work all things in your good. Go deep. But there is hope. There's hope, my friend. I promise you that. If it's not good, it's not the end yet. It's the truth. That's the truth, friend. So that's what I got for you right now, friend. Life just hits really hard sometimes. It really does. And just know that's when community matters the most, and you're not alone. I can promise you that, friend. You are not alone. See, Greg and I, we're both praying for you, friend. We're here for you, Cold Deep. And so whatever we can do for you, just reach out to us, on the side, and we'll do what we can, friend. But keep your eyes up, keep your head up. It is always darkest before the dawn, my friend. So we love you, and I love everybody here. And I know, Cold Deep may be a little more vocal than a lot of us. And, if anyone else is struggling with something and you don't want to reach out, just know that you're not alone, and you can reach out if you want to. And that, this community is here for more than, just trading. So I thank you guys a ton for joining up in today's session. And, Deep, I'm here for you, buddy. I really do feel for you. And, I can't imagine what the feelings you may have right now. So stay strong, keep your head up, brother. It's going to work out for the best, as hard as that may seem right now. Alrighty, friends. Well, I'm going to let you guys go. Hopefully you guys gained a little bit of insight, some knowledge from this stuff. I encourage you guys to, focus on your confidence when it comes to trading. And, there are valid reasons not to be confident. And that's when you need to lean on your journal and your experiences and say, hey, what can I work on to build this confidence moving forward? And it's a very important aspect, not only in trading, but in life as a whole. So, stay hydrated, guys. Go eat the healthy option. We're eating way too many carbs in America. I know that for sure. Go get your protein in today. Go get your body moving. It is so beneficial for your mental health and your physical health alike. And it helps with emotional regulation as well. So tell your loved ones that you love them. And I love you all. Hope you have a fantastic day.